How's it going, everyone? The PlayStation Store is wrapping up its games under $15 and its Critics' Choice sales. These sales are both ending come Thursday, so just about 36 hours and these sales will be done. Want to do a video highlighting deals under the price of $5. We're only highlighting the two aforementioned sales. The PlayStation Indie sale is running right now. That's a really good sale with a lot of games under $5. I can immediately point to something like Bastion. That's like $2.24. That's a disgustingly good deal. But I'm not going to mention that. The indie sale will be running until February the 22nd, and yeah, we'll cover that in a different video. But without further ado, let's talk these sales. The majority of these deals are from the games under $15 sale, but there are a couple of notable ones from the Critics' Choice sale. Okay, so first of all, we have Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain, 80% off for $3.99. Look, this game is awesome. I know that there was a lot of controversy when this game initially came out back in September of 2015 with Kojima and Konami, but we are so far removed from that I feel like now people can just go and play MGS5 and assess it for what it is, and what it is a high-quality action-adventure stealth experience. And it's one of those games that took a formerly mostly linear experience and drops it into this bigger world, and the bigger world actually accentuates a lot of the positives of Metal Gear's gameplay as a whole. It doesn't detract from the experience. At least that's what I took away. The game runs beautifully well, and while I would recommend most people to check out the Complete Edition when that does go on sale, I mean, just getting the base game for $4 is a fine deal, especially because a lot of the content, the additional content, it's like Metal Gear Online stuff, and, you know, people ain't really trying to mess with that. People are just trying to play the campaign. $4 for this, I think, is great. Next up, Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 2, 80% off for $3.99. This is another one where if you want the entire collection, the Storm Legacy collection, when that goes on sale for like $12 or $14, that's probably the route you want to go. However, if you, let's say, already have Storm 4 and you just want to pick up one of Storm 1 through 3, Storm 2, in my opinion, from a single-player campaign standpoint, is the best for a plethora of reasons. It does the campaign really, really well, and it covers the best part of Naruto. The beginning of Shippuden up until the Pain fight, which, in my opinion, is some of the best anime content that I've ever seen. Maybe that's a stretch, I don't know, maybe I'm just a homer for Naruto, but they take that content and also realize it really well into a campaign in a fighting game. And it's just really, really well done. $4 for it, I think, is great, and the campaign itself is probably like 10 to 14 hours long, so you're getting a decently length campaign for your money, so that's a really good pickup. Next up, we have The Evil Within by Tango Gameworks, published by Bethesda, of course, 75% off for $4.99. Really good survival horror title. I'm actually kind of surprised. Based on who I talk to, most people seem to like Evil Within 1 better than Evil Within 2. I liked Evil Within 2 better. Nonetheless, Evil Within 1 is also a really good game. Atmospherically, which I think is the most important part of a survival horror game to really get you immersed into the world. Evil Within does a really good job with that. The tone, the setting, those elements are really well done. The sound design, like all of those elements complementing one another, really can create an engrossing horror experience, and I feel like with Evil Within, you got exactly that. I'm not going to say the gameplay is bad by any stretch of the imagination. It's fine. It does what it needs to do, but from the aesthetic standpoints, I think those elements are really well done. $4.99, great buy for that. Next up, a game that has does it really well from a tone standpoint, at least. Your mileage may vary on how you assess this one. This War of Mine, The Little Ones. Now, it's 90% off for $1.99, which is a ridiculously good deal. It is available in PlayStation Plus Extra, so you can play it that way, but this War of Mine is done by 11-Bit Studios, who also did Frostpunk, working on Frostpunk 2 right now, and it's a game that tries to really take you into the horrors of war. A lot of war-based video games are gonna make you into the soldier on the front lines, and you're the star character. Well, in reality, that's not how war goes down. It provides a gritty and more immersive experience into the reality and the harsh realities of war, and it goes for more of a realistic environment. It's emotionally engrossing as well. Definitely not for everybody, but I think it's an incredibly compelling game, and for $1.99, just a great, great deal. Next up, we have Valiant Hearts: The Great War, 70% off for $4.49, also available through PlayStation Plus Extra. What a fantastic game done by Ubisoft that I wish they would do more with this as an an IP. I know they did some Netflix release, but bro, I ain't messing with any Netflix gaming here. You guys know I ain't about that lifestyle. Valiant Hearts, however, is a fantastic game. Great art style, emotionally provoking narrative as well, emotionally engrossing narrative here as well, and yeah, just very, very well done. Gameplay isn't blow away by any stretch of the imagination, but it's got some unique mechanics and whatnot, but you're really going into this for a presentation and narrative standpoint, and Valiant Hearts is a slam dunk as far as that's concerned. $4.49 is great, available through Plus Extra if you do want to check it out that way. Next up, Amnesia Collection, 90% off for $2.99. Amnesia The Dark Descent and Amnesia Machine for Pigs. Now, let's not sugarcoat it. Machine for Pigs is kind of memes. Dark Descent is one of the most iconic horror games of all time. Absolutely does show its age, but as far as horror games go, once again, getting that tone, getting that atmosphere right, Amnesia The Dark Descent crushes it from that standpoint. Machine for Pigs is okay, but it's definitely a step backwards. But you're getting both games for $2.99, and I think that's a really good deal, so I'd say go ahead and check it out. Next up, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered, 90% off for $3.99. This was one of those Need for Speed games that I am incredibly nostalgic with. It's kind of wild saying that, because for a lot of you guys, Hot Pursuit, you're probably thinking, hey, that game's not that old. Well, it came out back in 2010, and that's what, 13 years ago at this point? 12 and a half years ago, since I think it was a fall release, but you got the idea. At that point, that's literally, you know, almost half my age at this point. And I initially picked this up on PlayStation 3 when it came out, and I just love this game. I thought it was a really, really well done racing game. Great arcade racing gameplay, and this remastered edition definitely isn't blowaway, but Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, in my opinion, is just such a good game in its own right that for $4, this is a great pickup. It is available through EA Play if you do want to play it that way, but overall, $4 for it, I would say, is a really good buy. Next up, we have Soma, 85% off for $4.49. This is done by Frictional Games, same development studio as, what's it called, Amnesia, which we just talked about. Soma, in my opinion, is a stronger game than Amnesia, all of the Amnesia games. I thought Soma was just an incredibly compelling psychological horror game. Played this right when it came out, and yes, it's definitely on the shorter side, but you're not paying $30 anymore. You're paying $4.49, and I think for this price point, if you're into horror games, you're really gonna vibe with this one. Again, incredible atmosphere. Doesn't make you this overpowered character or anything like that. Incredible thematics and design choices in this one as well, and incredibly psychologic in how its narrative unfolds as well. Thought this was just a really, really well done game. Deserves a little bit more love. $4.49 I think is great for this one. Next up, Doom 2016, available through Plus Extra, but Doom 2016 is awesome. This is the Doom game that like I got really into. I know Doom 3 and all those games back in the day, but Doom 2016 was the one that I was like, man, this is my cup of tea. An over-the-top first-person visceral shooter, that's what I can get into. Great action-oriented gameplay, fast-paced game as well, can get a little challenging, and I think overall most people are really, really gonna enjoy it. Great soundtrack as well. I know there's a little bit of drama going on with Doom Eternal soundtrack and everything like that. Hopefully that gets squared away, but Doom 2016 is great. $5, good buy on that. Next up, we got Mad Max, 75% off for $4.99. This is a game that had the unfortunate fate of being released on the same day as Metal Gear Solid 5, and it's interesting because Mad Max was another game. It was this open world title that ran incredibly well. I remember the day both Mad Max and Metal Gear came out, and my main takeaway was like, wow, these games run really, really well. Mad Max is set in this open world barren desert. I mean, you guys know the deal with Mad Max, so kind of not surprising that it ran really well, but a super smooth game. Combat is good, it's satisfying. Narratively, it gets pretty good by the end of the game. Never gonna get a follow-up to it, so it is what it is, but yeah, $4.99 for this I think is quite good. Definitely, when it came out, I would have said, you know, definitely not worth $60. It was like a comfortable 7 out of 10, but hey, a 7 out of 10 for $5, we can vibe with that for sure. Next up, Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor, Game of the Year Edition, 75% off for $4.99. To me, this was one of the first truly great next-generation titles, and it's kind of interesting. Warner Brothers published game. I always, like, kind of correlate Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter as far as, you know, being these big IPs. Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor was another one of those games in late 2014 that got a release on PS4 and Xbox One, and then it got a delayed release on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, and people don't even, you know, really remember those, but yeah, there's a trivia note for you guys. But nonetheless, Shadow of Mordor, great game, great combat. Again, a major takeaway from that. Good story. Game of the Year edition includes the bonus content. The base game is available through Plus Extra, so you can play that way. Game of the Year edition does include the bonus content. Lastly, I do want to note Hotline Miami Collection, 75% off for $4.99. Hotline Miami 1 and 2. Hotline Miami 1 especially, I feel like was such an iconic game that, you know, people don't, you know, revere it like they did when it initially came out, but you know, it's still one of those games that I feel like anybody can really get into. Maybe don't introduce it to, like, your kid or something like that, but, yeah, it's an over-the-top, action-oriented game, super bloody, and yeah, definitely a throwback as well. So if you want an old-school experience, Hotline Miami is going to give you exactly that, and the collection includes both titles. But that will do it for me. Again, a lot of great deals across the two sales that I did cover in this video. Indie sale has a lot of great deals as well. We'll take a look at that later this week. But that'll do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.